going to go very far in that.
Well, are you satisfied with your little joke? You've got a nice sense of humor. Just like an embalming fluid. I should have crashed right into you. At least that lamppost was useful.
I'm terribly sorry. You see,
I can imagine. Excuse me.
What right have you to use a siren?
Fire department authority.
Say, what are you doing?
An emergency. I've been doing some work in one of those fire traps and left my briefcase. I got to get it before it's too late.
What do I care about your briefcase?
You'd care if you'd ever had to work for a living. Look, I got 2 months' work in that briefcase. That means a lot of money to me.
Stop! That's my car.
Yeah, well, use mine. Hey, look, old-timer, you stay here and watch the car. Hey, I told you to stay back there. Look, go on back there. Go back there now.
Go in there.
Hey, there's a dog up there.
Too bad, but you can't go in there.
Yeah? Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Hey, there's nothing the matter with me. Sure. Hey, is the pooch all right? Hello, boy. Just turned a bit. You'll be all right in a few minutes. Yeah, I know it. What's a briefcase with 2 months' work compared to you? Come on. Come back there, Mike.
Good morning, Laughing Eyes. Is R.A. in?
Mr. Wilson's expecting you. Go right in.
Fine. Hello, R.A.
How are you, Sidney? Come in.
Sit down.
Well,
report.
Yes, thank heavens. These million-dollar appraisals are quite a job, especially one like this.
Very clever, Mac. Very clever. If I didn't know what we had in our warehouse, I'd believe this report myself. Think the Atlas people will accept this?
Well, I'm a licensed appraiser in good standing. No insurance company has any reason to doubt my report. Don't worry. The Atlas company will issue you a $1 million policy.
How about the Board of Underwriters?
Well, that's something we've got to guard against. Special agents might upset the milk pail and spoil our little plan.
Well, I got to hand it to you, Mac. You seem to have everything covered pretty well.
Oh, I'm glad you like it, R.A.
Yes. I think this is going to work out all right.
Now, there's just one more thing, R.A. Do we understand each other thoroughly?
Well, of course, there's some things that can't be put on paper, but you have my word.
Okay, your word's good enough for me. I'll take this report over to Atlas immediately.
Right.
Good morning, Betty.
I pity you. You seem all upset.
Oh, that's not the word, all right. I'm almost hysterical.
Well, what's the matter?
You have a certain Bill Farnsworth working for you?
Oh, yes, Farnsworth, one of my best appraisers. Where did you meet him?
I haven't. That is officially. I hope the rest of your appraisers are not all maniacs like this one. No wonder I'm alive. I never was so humiliated in my life.
What's all this? What did he do?
No, well, the man almost killed me. They stole my car and the dog. That's what he did.
What?
I tell you the man did.
Never mind about the man. What about my dog?
He stole it. I tell you the man's a lunatic. Uncle, you've got to do something about this outfit.
I'll say that I'll do something about it. I'm going to get back my dog.
The dog comes first. Is that it?
No, now, Betty, dear. I
Now,
didn't
Betty,
mean
let me take care of this. I'll be very happy to gain proper redress for your sake, my dear.
Never mind for my sake, Cedric. But he should be taught a good lesson for the sake of, well, for the sake of everything.
Exactly, my dear. So don't give the matter another thought. I'll take care of it. Well, I must be going. Can I take you anywhere, Betty?
No, thank you.
Well, I'll take this appraisal over to the Atlas Company, all right? All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Betty, I wish you'd be a little more cordial toward Cedric.
Why should I, R.A.? Oh, he's all right, but I don't know. Is there any reason for your request?
No. That is not exactly. Except that he and I are in a big deal together, that's all. You know, Betty, things aren't as good as they used to be. I've just about managed to keep one jump ahead of bankruptcy. And this deal I'm in with Cedric is the only thing that'll put me back on my feet.
So that's what's been troubling you lately. And how about using my money? You know perfectly well I'd let you help yourself. There should be enough for both of us. How about it?
Well, yes, of course, my dear. But, Betty, about your money, I must tell you that... Excuse me. Yes?
There's Mr. Farnsworth here with your dog. Says he wants to see you. Send him in!
Look here, young man. My niece has been telling me...
I don't care what she's been telling you. Here's your dog, and here's your certificate and your keys. You better keep her from driving that car. She's a public menace. Just because you can afford accidents doesn't give you the privilege of causing them. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for bringing her up to be so conceited and selfish.
You're going to let him talk like that?
Why, you impudent young scoundrel,
I should have you arrested for stealing my car, for slander, for what you dog thief.
Oh, save it. Whatever you got to say to me isn't 1, 2, 3 with what I think of you.
Wag.
You know what? You can tell it to the judge when the insurance company sues you for a nice new car.
Well, he made a hit with the dog anyway.
I'll fix him. Pick 91348.
Yes? Oh, put her on. Hello, Betty.
And if you don't dismiss that man immediately, I'll never even speak to you again, Cedric.
What?
I never was so humiliated in my life.
Why, of course I will. Of course, for your sake, darling. You know, I'm only too anxious to grant your slightest wish. Oh, by the way, how about having dinner with me tonight?
I don't know. Call me later. I might.
All right. All right, I'll call you.
Well, I guess that'll fix him. Oh, say, R.A. I wonder if he's a married man.
How should I know?
Well, if he is, it wouldn't be quite right to have him lose his job, would it?
Gee, that looks like Wag. Why, it is Wag.
Greater love hath no man. Candid camera snaps thespians of heartthrob drama enacted today behind curtain of flame and smoke. An impromptu play filled with spontaneous action and pathos took place in the business district when an unidentified young hero...
Well, what do you think of that? Why, Wag. Well,
Sure enough. But look, see where Wag was saying?
well,
Oh, gosh, R.A., and I called him a dog thief.
Say, Bill, the boss wants to see you right away. I'll let him wait. Hey, you better hurry up. You know how he is. He can't get along without me.
Oh, no.
Well?
Oh, I just heard of your encounter with Miss Marshall.
Huh? Oh, that silly spoiled thing.
Your conduct was absolutely unwarranted. I can't tolerate such things.
Oh, well, look, Mr. McIntyre. I was riding along minding my own business, and she bumped me into a lamppost and wrecked my car.
It's all very well, but you must realize I can't have my employees involved in such scrapes. So I'm sorry, Farnsworth. You're through.
Oh, but...
You're through.
Gee, I'm sorry, Bill.
Well, I'm not. Always knew what kind of a guy he is. Didn't want to work for him anyway. Hello?
I hate to bother you, Cedric, but is this Farnsworth person married?
Why, no. Why?
Well, jobs aren't so plentiful, and he may have some dependents, Cedric.
No, he hasn't, so don't let it bother you.
Oh, I'm not. Only I've been thinking it over, and I don't think you should fire him.
What? Why, I've already fired him.
Then take him back.
I couldn't do that.
Did you say something about taking me to dinner?
Yes, but...
Then hire him back. You may call for me at 7.
Oh, all right. All right, then. I'll do it. Send Mr. Farnsworth in to see me at once.
The boss wants you, Bill.
Oh, he does he? What's the matter? Did you forget something?
Why, yes, Farnsworth. I might have been a bit hasty a moment ago. Bill, you're a valuable man. I feel that I can overlook a few things. In fact, I might even take you back on the staff.
Say, Mr. McIntyre, that's pretty swell of you. I guess I was partly wrong at that.
Yes, well, I'm glad you're willing to admit that. Don't you think you ought to convey your apologies to Miss Marshall?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'd still say that nitwit ought to have her driver's license taken away.
All right, all right. The matter's closed, and see that the door is.
Yes, sir.
Pardon me, Mr. McIntyre, but it's almost time for your radio broadcast. Here's your manuscript.
Oh, thank you. I almost forgot that. I want to remind our listeners that by public demand, our future broadcasts will not only be lengthened to half-hour periods, but also will come over the air every Saturday at 3 p.m.
What happened, Bill?
Say, he's a great guy when you get to know him.
Did he take you back?
Oh, Mr. McIntyre's on the air. No, he's broadcasting a program. Will anyone else do?
Who is it?
The Atlas people.
Switch him over to me, will you?
Just a moment, I'll connect with Mr. Farnsworth.
Hello? Yes, Mr. Kent. The R.A. Rawson appraisal? Yes, sir. I'll send them over right away. Thanks. Hey, Joe, get me the R.A. Rawson appraisals, will you? All right.
Now, my friends, I shall proceed with a little story. A story which will prove to you that a good insurance policy is man's best friend.
There you are, Bill.
Thanks.
Hi, Billy boy.
Hello, Bob.
There's the report you asked for.
Much obliged. How's the board underwriting?
Poking my nose around condemning fire traps. Special agent now, Bill.
Oh. You special agents have it pretty soft, don't you? Say, Bob, you know anything about that Rawson warehouse over on Beaudry?
Yeah, I know it's a fire trap. Why?
You wouldn't consider it $1 million risk, would you? Look at this. This looks kind of funny to me. Last year I made that appraisal. They didn't even have 10 grand worth of merchandise.
Don't say it looks funny. I was just out there a month ago. Whoever made that appraisal should be canned.
Yeah, he should be, but he won't. Mr. McIntyre himself made this appraisal. I guess he accidentally put on a couple of ciphers too many, that's all.
I'll speak to it over. See you later, Bill.
Yeah. Bye, Bob.
And in conclusion, my friends, let me again remind you that a good insurance policy is man's best afternoon.
Mr. McIntyre, may I see you a moment?
Certainly.
I'm just sending the R.A. Rawson appraisals over to Atlas. Thought you might want to check on them. There seems to be a little mistake. Typographical error or something.
Oh, I don't see anything wrong.
You don't?
No, this appraisal is quite correct. I made it myself.
Well, last year's appraisal wasn't quite that high.
This year's appraisal is correct, Mr. Farnsworth. Are you by any chance telling me how to make an appraisal?
Oh, no. I'm wrong, I guess.
Well, maybe not, Bill. I'll make another check to make sure. Well, by the way, you've been working pretty hard lately, haven't you? How'd you like to take a month's vacation? With pay, of course.
A month? Well, thanks, Mr. McIntyre, but, you know, I've got to replace those reports that were burned up.
Yes, that's right. Well, we'll let you go another time. You'd better hop on those reports. That'll keep you busy for quite a spell.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Send Joe in here. Take this appraisal over to the Atlas Insurance Company immediately.
Yes.
he'll be down in a few minutes, or a few hours. Have a drink?
No, thanks. I'm a bit worried, R.A.
You? Why?
Well, young Farnsworth stumbled across those appraisals in my office, and he smells a rat.
Oh. Is he a good mouser?
Hey, don't be funny, R.A. This is serious. I managed to dissuade him temporarily, but if he ever takes a notion to check up...
Stop crossing bridges.
Hey, what's the matter with that dog? I'm certainly popular with him.
Don't pay any attention to him. He gets a bit temperamental. You better have a drink.
He acts as though he's psychic.
Yeah. Come on.
Betty. If Betty only hadn't persuaded me to keep him on, he never would have seen those appraisals. Confound it, R.A., I don't know what to do.
Well, swallow that drink and let me take care of Farnsworth. I know exactly how to handle those young fellows. So you leave it to me. Oh, hello, dear. My dear, you look charming.
Do I? It's remarkable. I feel anything but charming.
Where are we going?
With you, it really won't matter. By the way, Cedric, have you put Farnsworth back on your payroll?
Yes, I have. And it was quite a bother.
Did he have anything to say?
Well, he extended his apologies, if that means anything.
Speaking of apologies, my dear, I think you owe Mr. Farnsworth one.
I guess I am spoiled, R.A. I really do owe him an apology. Somehow I just can't see myself doing it. That is without making a darn fool of myself.
Well, of course, wouldn't be the first time you've done it. I mean, just a moment, please.
I beg your pardon, Miss Marshall. Mr. Farnsworth is here to see you.
That's what I call mental telepathy.
Oh, show him in.
Oh, what, R.A.? I didn't say I wanted to see him.
I know, my dear, but I do.
But, Ross...
I know. I owe him at least that courtesy, because after all, he did save my dog.
Hello, timer.
Well, good evening, Mr. Farnsworth. This is a pleasant surprise. Glad you came.
Thanks. Oh, Mr. McIntyre, I didn't expect to find you here.
Good evening, Farnsworth.
How do you do, Miss Marshall?
Good evening.
Mr. McIntyre tells me I owe you an apology, so, well, I'm apologizing.
Oh, nonsense, my boy. There's no need for that. As a matter of fact, I was going to look you up. I want to thank you for saving my dog.
Oh, I didn't exactly save him. I just dropped him out the window.
Nevertheless, it was very sporting of you.
And very plucky, too.
Well, I like dogs, especially mutts.
Yes. Well, if you really like dogs, you ought to come out to our country place. We've all sorts of dogs at the meadows. I'll tell you what, you come out with us at the hunt Friday, and I'll make you a present of any dog that you choose. How's that?
Well, that's fine. I'd like to very much, but my time isn't my own, you know.
I'm sure Mr. McIntyre will let you take Friday off. Won't you, Cedric?
Well, I suppose it could be arranged.
Thanks. That's very nice of you, Mr. Rawson.
Shall we pick you up?
Oh, no, that's too much bother.
You mean you don't yet approve of my driving?
Well, we won't go into that. This is an armistice, isn't it?
Right.
Say, I haven't been detaining you, have I?
Oh, no. We weren't going anywhere in particular. Would you care to join us?
Oh, I don't want to be any bother.
Well, I'm sure it'll be agreeable with Mr. McIntyre. Won't it, Cedric?
Why, yes, of course. I'd be delighted.
See?
But, wait a minute. You've got some work to do, haven't you? What about those appraisals?
Oh, no, I finished those early tonight. Of course, I meant to go to a movie alone, but if you'd rather I went along with you.
Come along, Mr. Farnsworth.
I certainly would like to know how you got those appraisals done so soon. You're certainly a fast worker, Farnsworth.
finest pack of hounds in the country.
Yeah, nice bunch of mutts, Rawson.
Mutts? I brought that pack all the way from England. Say, they could trail an onion through a garlic patch.
You should put them on the trail of Betty.
Oh, she'll be around in a moment. Hello, Commodore. Well, glad you came. How are you, Rawson? You always have good hunting. See you later, Commodore.
Where is Betty, Rawson?
Oh, well, she's around here somewhere.
I don't see how all this is going to help, R.A.
Why not? If he's here, he can't be thinking about appraisals, can he?
No, but he can be thinking about Betty.
Forget it.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Will you tell me why people have to get dressed up like this to fall off a horse? I feel silly.
Ridiculous. You look handsome.
Oh, Miss Marshall. You know, you're not the same girl that wrecked my car.
Really?
No, you're someone very much different.
Speaking of cars, I have a surprise for you.
You have? What is it?
It's a surprise. Come on. See that car over there?
Nice little gadget. Whose is it?
Yours.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, just a little peace offering. I thought it'd be cheaper than to pay court costs and have to buy a car later anyway.
But I couldn't accept this. It doesn't go with my coat.
There you go. Always ready to start a big war over some little thing. Are you going to break our armistice?
All right, if you put it like that, I'll accept it. I don't always wear this coat anyway.
Come on. We'll be late for the hunt. Boots and saddles. Let's go.
Napoleon was not reach Guadalajara.
Oh, yeah, here they are. Here they are. Now you
Oh, where is Miss Marshall? Have any of you gentlemen seen Miss Marshall?
No.
Betty Marshall?
Boy.
Right there. You're everywhere, aren't you, Bill?
Tally-ho!
Come on, Tom. Let's go. I hope you'll enjoy this hunt.
Yeah, I hope so, too.
I know I will.
Don't mind Cedric. He only comes along for my sake. I always lose him at the first jump. That is, the horse does.
What's that?
Say, is that a good jumper?
I don't know yet. She's hardly said a word.
Come on, let's go. Goodbye, cowboy.
Are you all right, Betty?
I guess I am. Thanks. This puts me in a class with Cedric.
Oh, no, you missed the water.
I see you're a gallant as well as a hero. First you rescue Wag, then me. Now if you'll only rescue Ora, you'll have the whole family under obligation.
It was a pleasure.
Falling off a horse a pleasure?
No, dragging you here in my arms.
Oh.
Shall I chase the horses? Heaven forbid.
I wouldn't. This won't.
Oh, say, I didn't mean to do that. Honest, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, really, I didn't.
You're terribly disappointing.
Oh, I am.
And that was real hunting. No poor little fox. No, sir. Real jungle, sir. I'm sorry. And there was the lion laying right in front of me. Lying, old man, lying. Do you mean to insinuate I'm not telling the truth? I said the lion was laying.
The lion was lying.
You mean the beast wasn't telling the truth? I'm sorry. As I said, the lion laid.
Hello, McIntyre. Took another spill this morning, huh?
Yeah, that was a horse on me. Hello, R.A. Where's Betty, do you know?
Why, isn't she at the bar? Let's have a look.
Look here, Farnsworth. What do you mean keeping Betty away for hours?
What? What's the trouble, Cedric?
Oh, don't be so innocent. You're not pulling any wool over my eyes.
Wait
you
a
know.
minute, Mr. McIntyre. What are you driving at?
Just this, Farnsworth. You're a guest here, and guests are supposedly gentlemen.
Why, you...
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Just a little friendly discussion, R.A. Cedric contends that co-education is better than steam heat. What do you think?
Why, yes, of course.
Hey, Ross, you better come and rescue the Commodore.
Why?
Ed Neal's trying to undress him.
Hey, this ought to be good. Come on.
The lion's head was that big.
That lion's head grows 6 inches every time you tell it.
Well, the animal gets older all the time.
Hey, Commodore, you ought to go hunting for buttons.
I never had a finer time in my life. And I never tasted a finer cellar than yours.
Wait, George, the special. Here we are.
And I want to thank you, Rawson, for giving us that policy.
Oh, don't mention it. It's a pleasure to do business with the Atlas, Commodore.
Yeah, but one doesn't write that size policy every day.
Well, cheerio.
Well, I guess I'll have to be saying goodbye.
Oh, no, you're staying for the weekend.
No.
Oh, but you must. Why, I consider it an insult. Especially to the cellar.
Well, far be it from me to insult a man with a cellar like yours. Besides, my wife doesn't expect me home for a week.
Well, good hunting.
Cigarette, Betty?
No, thanks.
So Atlas issued that $1 million policy after all, huh?
Yes, why?
Nothing. I hope your appraisals were correct, that's all.
I'd like to remind you, Farnsworth, that I'm running my business, and I won't tolerate interference from any of my employees. Try and remember that.
Say, what's this all about?
Oh, just a little private business matter.
You know, I believe Cedric's jealous of you, Bill.
There's more to it than that.
Really? I make a very excellent confidant.
I can believe that. I'm afraid I can't pour that into your little ear. Say, Betty, was there any particular reason why you gave me that new car?
No, only what I told you. What?
Oh, I was having a little difficulty understanding certain things.
Oh, why bother then? Come on, let's have a cocktail.
All right, if I can have it standing up.
That's not the point, R.A. It's Farnsworth I'm worrying about. Inasmuch as you've got the policy, you ought to act at once. The longer we delay, the greater danger there is of being found out.
Well?
Well, tomorrow's Saturday. In the afternoon, there's no one but the watchman in the warehouse. By 5 o'clock, we ought not to care who investigates.
I understand. But here. Hello, Farnsworth.
Hello, Mr. Rawson. May I speak with you a moment?
Why, it's quite all right. Come on out.
Well, I wanted to talk to you alone.
Oh, that's all right. McIntyre was just leaving anyway.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, see you later.
Right. Well, what's on your mind? You're not intending to ask me for Betty's hand so soon, are you?
Oh, no, sir. Such a thought hadn't entered my mind. Well, as a matter of fact, I thought I would ask you someday. That is, if things aren't what they seem.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Rawson, why did you invite me down here?
Well, I felt that I owed you something for saving my dog. Yeah, but you know, Betty was really the one who suggested it.
Oh? Business on the upgrade, Mr. Rawson?
Yes, indeed.
Jumped up considerably, hasn't it?
What do you know?
Well, it just happens that I made the appraisal last year.
Oh.
The difference between last year's and this year's speaks for itself.
Well, it does, doesn't it? Well, as a matter of fact, last year I had a very, very small stock on hand. But right now, I have 10,000 cases of perfume in the storehouse. Do you realize what that represents? $3 million. And all I can get is $1 million coverage.
A fire would be disastrous. Perfume's so inflammable, there wouldn't be anything left to salvage.
Yes, you're quite right. And I sincerely hope nothing of that sort happens because it would ruin me.
Ah, there you are. Been hiding from me. I think it's disgraceful the way you've been neglecting me. I need you near me. You keep Cedric away. Come on. What's the matter, Bill?
Oh, nothing. Well, I was thinking of something else, I guess.
Getting bored with me? Or is it the place?
Oh, no, of course not. Everything's swell. Someday I hope I can afford a place like this.
Then I hope you get rich quick. Maybe you can buy this one before the wolves get it.
What do you mean? Is it for sale?
No. Only R.A.'s business hasn't been going so very good lately. Unless a certain deal he has with McIntyre comes through, he'll probably have to cut down expenses considerably.
Are you sure of that?
Well, R.A. wouldn't tell me if it weren't so.
What sort of a deal is he in with McIntyre?
I don't know. I'm not much on business.
Say, how'd you like to take a little ride in my new present?
Sure. You'll not drive like a maniac.
Now, look, I'm doing the driving, not you.
Wait a minute, I'll get my step home.
All right.
we stopping for?
Cigarettes?
I have some.
No, thanks. I never smoked that brand.
Hello.
Hello, Bob. Glad I caught you in.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Hey, look, Bob. I want you to do me a favor. Slip over to the Rawson warehouse and find out what's in those packing cases over there, will you?
What's the matter? You smell something ready to burn?
Oh, I don't know. I just got a wild hunch, that's all. Keep it quiet. I may be wrong. Look, call me back and tell me, will you? Sundale 427. Right.
Okay.
Come all the way out here just to put in a phone call?
Well,
Is she platinum, henna, or
He
brunette?
is a chestnut.
Are you positive? I mean about the gender.
Cross my heart. Absolutely no feminine ties.
So, how about the past?
Oh, nothing that counts much. I'm worried about the future.
I'll take care of that. Have a cigarette?
The gentleman phone, sir, and left this message.
Thanks. Oh, excuse me. This is important. See you in a minute.
All right.
All right, R.A. Give me the key. I'll be back around 6.
All right. This will give you access to any part of the warehouse. Now, don't take any chances, Cedric.
There's no one in the warehouse but the watchman. I'm sure of that.
Going?
I'm only going down for my radio broadcast. I'll be back in time for dinner.
I simply love to say goodbye to him.
Why can't you be more civil to Cedric?
Maybe it's because I'm in love with Bill.
Hello? Oh, Bill? Well, I got a load of your $1 million stock of perfume. It stinks. Yeah, I don't know what it is. You couldn't smoke around any dame who'd wear that stuff, she'd explode. Yeah. Well, it's got enough gasoline or coal oil in it to run a tractor from here to New York.
All right, Bob. Thanks for your trouble.
Prince Charming. We're late for lunch and I'm simply starved.
So am I.
Which, as far as I'm concerned, contradicts the old saying. People in love don't get hungry. Well, that finishes our game. He's singing our last ball.
Oh, you what? That dog will do anything I tell him. Come here, Wag. Now, Wag, give me the ball. See? There you see. Anything I tell him. Say, where's Mr. McIntyre? I haven't seen him for hours.
He's gone into town. But he'll be back for dinner, unfortunately.
Into town?
Yes. You won't miss him, will you?
No. There. I wonder if...
What's the matter with you, Bill?
I don't know. Something's wrong.
Oh, packet?
Now, no kidding. This might be something that would bring a terrible disgrace to you. I don't know why I think this. So far, I've got no actual proof, but I've got a hunch McIntyre's on his way into town to set the Rawson warehouse on fire.
What? Why should he want to do a thing like that?
Just to collect $1 million worth of insurance.
But he wouldn't. I ain't the one who would collect. And I'm sure he's much too honorable to speak to Austin.
I wish I could be sure of that.
Do you realize what you're saying?
Don't you see, everything points to it. He tells you he's poor, he tells me he's rich. McIntyre appraises $1 million worth of perfume. And I find out it's nothing but coal oil or gasoline. Don't you see?
I'm afraid I don't. I think his silly notions are impossible. I wonder how Mr. Rawson would feel if he knew his hospitality was abused by an insurance stool pigeon.
Now, wait a minute. I don't care about the insurance. I don't even care about the fire, except that there are hundreds of lives at stake. You know, there's a garment factory next to that warehouse working 3 shifts. If those poor people were trapped, it'd be terrible.
As far as I'm concerned, the sooner you leave, the better.
Oh. So you're in on this, too, huh? Why didn't I see it before? The vacation offer, the new car, the invitation here, everything to win me over because I discovered a phony appraisal.
Did you say you were leaving?
Yes, I'm going. I'm going the way I came. Here's the keys to your car. And remember this, if the Rawson warehouse ever catches on fire, I'll have plenty to disclose. And you can tell Mr. Rawson this for me. Remember, they hand out pretty stiff jail sentences for arson.
Oh, hello, darling. Boy, what's the matter?
You wouldn't hide anything from me, would you, Horace?
Look here, Betty. Now, tell me what's bothering you.
That deal you have with Cedric. What does it consist of?
Well, my dear, that's entirely too complicated to explain to you.
Has it anything to do with insurance?
Well, yes, in a way. Why?
Then Bill was right.
What?
You must tell me, why did Cedric go in town?
Why? Look, what are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Just a few moments ago, Bill insinuated that you and Cedric were in a crooked insurance deal.
Oh, look, I'll do that. Will you let me do this? You go call a taxi.
That will take quite some time, sir.
All right. Will you get out of here before I get sore?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Wade. I didn't mean you.
How could you ever have consented?
I had to take a chance. It was the only way out. What are you going to do?
Call the warehouse. We gotta stop it.
There won't be any answer. This is Saturday afternoon. There's no one there but the watchman, and all the lines are closed.
Then I'll call the police.
No, don't do that. They'll ask for an explanation, and I'll be arrested.
Bill! You were right. You were right about the warehouse.
What?
Come on, I'll go with you.
board of fire underwriters have become so skillful in detecting arson that this despicable method of defrauding insurance companies is now very rare. Once in a great while, some daring merchant does attempt it.
McIntyre's on the air, so we're on time. Or too late.
Unless they've hired someone else.
He wouldn't trust anyone. There's McIntyre's car. He must be in his office. I'll go get a cop. You wait here.
No, I'll go to the warehouse and warn the watchman.
Okay, I'll see you there. Turn around, go to Bowdry Street right away. Union Depot. Take it easy, honey. You'll be all right.
Here's your man.
We caught him just going back to his office.
What's all this nonsense?
Arson's the charge, officer. There's your firebuck.
Why, don't be ridiculous. I've been delivering a radio broadcast for the past half hour, and I can prove it. Why, millions of people heard my voice the entire time.
Yeah, they heard your voice, McIntyre, but they didn't hear you.
Just what are you trying to insinuate?
That you weren't in your office except to turn on the channel. Broadcasting a record isn't new, McIntyre. I stepped into your office and I found the phony broadcast running on your Evalyn. And this cop picked you up when you came back to turn it off.
Dirty lies. A frame-up, that's what it is, a
Why,
frame-up.
Mr. McIntyre.
This record is enough evidence to put you away for 40 years.
Come on. A frame-up, I tell you, the whole thing.
Bill, you'd make a pretty good detective.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm a pretty good appraiser.